So you've put in all this work to create a massive, powerful Instagram account. The next question is how you're actually going to profit from this and make money. Of course, the most obvious method that will occur to the majority of internet marketers is simply to have your own product or service to sell and to promote this via your Instagram. If you have a website where you sell products or services, you can simply mention in your photos, videos, and comments that people can check out your amazing offers over at your page. This works particularly well if you run discounts and include special offers through your channel. Likewise, you can feature the products in your pictures and videos. Make sure that you offer value a lot of the time without promoting anything, and then when you do come to promote your products, you will find that you have a good response. To get this to work effectively, you need to align those value propositions. If you have a book on how to get fit, it will sell much better when people realize that it contains the secrets you followed to get the incredible body that you have, and that it will enable them to enjoy the incredible workouts that you've been showcasing on your channel for so long. Make sure to link your Instagram profile to your website and to tie the brand in closely. This way, people can discover you and become a fan on Instagram and then know where to go in order to find more of what you have to offer. Another way to make money on Instagram, though, and one that is perhaps the most exciting for many people, is to find sponsors. Finding sponsors on Instagram means that brands will pay you to post pictures of you wearing their clothes or drinking their protein shakes or working on their computers. You can get free stuff this way as well as some big amounts of money. So, how do you find these sponsors? Well, one way is to go and check out sites that are designed to pair creators with sponsors. You can find this by heading over to revfluence.com or famebit.com, and there are many more sites just like this. That's not how you land the really big sponsors, though. To get those, you simply wait for them to contact you, and once you get to a certain size, you can rest assured that that's going to happen. To improve your chances, try to be present on more than one form of social media. Having a YouTube channel as well as an Instagram account will greatly boost your chances, for example. Likewise, so too will having a Twitter account. Having lots of followers is also essential, and the more followers you have, the more you can charge. On top of all this, though, you should also make sure that your brand is consistent, that you have a consistent message, and you promote a positive message. You need to look professional and avoid slander or posting anything in poor taste. You need to represent the kind of brand that big companies are going to want to associate with. As a very visual medium, it of course follows that you're going to need to learn to create some high quality pictures and videos if you really want to make a splash on Instagram. There's definitely an art to this, and we're not going to be able to turn you into a pro photographer overnight. But there are certainly a few things that we can do to help. Starting out, you might just want to upgrade your hardware. Of course, a good place to start is with a decent phone. While it is possible to take photos with cameras and then add them to Instagram via your phone, which we'll get to in a moment, you're still going to need a good camera phone for your live videos at the very least. Good phones for this include the newest Samsung Galaxies as well as the latest iPhones. Make sure that the selfie camera is good too, and Samsungs are particularly good at this thanks to a particularly wide lens. But for photos, it does make sense to take your pictures on a separate camera. If you can afford to get yourself a DSLR camera, or at least a mirrorless camera, then you'll find that you can take a significantly higher quality of photo and then use this to create the kind of professional sheen that otherwise wouldn't be possible. There are a few other peripherals that you can get to help you along the way as well. One is some form of lighting, such as a softbox. For video and for photographs, having great lighting can make a massive difference to your picture quality. Meanwhile, you might also want to consider getting a lavalier microphone, also known as a lapel mic or a tie mic, to plug into your phone, which will greatly enhance your audio quality. For non-live video, you can use a Blue Yeti mic or another freestanding microphone for video that you upload later on. As you can see, you can pick these up on sites like eBay without having to spend a great deal of money. Software can also make a big difference. I highly recommend the app Pixlr for making collages of your photos, and you can download it from Pixlr, which is pixlr.com. But you should also consider getting some photo editing software for your PC. Photoshop is, of course, the big one, and you can read more about it at adobe.com/products/photoshop.html. And at the time that I'm making this video, there is a free trial offer. But you can also do as well with something like GIMP, which you can download for free from gimp.org. And this is just as good as Photoshop for most of the things that you'll want to do on Instagram. And of course, it has the distinct advantage of being completely free and open source. Perhaps more important than hardware and software, though, is the wetware, the person behind the camera. There is definitely a skill to taking great photos and videos, and this is something you'll learn with time. I'm not going to go into how you can achieve certain effects like macros here. That's up to you to learn, and I highly recommend you take a photography course if you want to get good at Instagram. This will also teach you things like how to get the lighting just right so your photo isn't too bright, and you can also learn to bring out the most detail with interesting shadows. But for the meantime, just try to think about the foreground, the middle ground, and the background. Give your photos depth by making sure that you have something of interest in all three stages, and try to create a sense of scale by including more items than just the subject. Don't always take photos head on either. Think about more interesting angles and perspectives. More importantly, think about what you aren't photographing or how you can set up a story. As I alluded to earlier in this video series, an empty glass of wine can tell a story. Think about telling stories through omission. It's much more interesting than always tackling your subjects head on. Certain content will, of course, lend itself particularly well to the stories format or to being live. Here are some suggestions. First of all, for stories. As mentioned, photos with fans are great for stories. Behind the scenes photos also work very well for stories and can be a great way to build anticipation for something. Got a new video in the works? Then why not post a photo of you filming or editing the video? Then there are sequential photos. Seeing as stories work like a slideshow, there are some fun effects you can pull off by uploading a few photos in a sequence. How about a few photos that show something you're cooking or getting created? Photos which wouldn't be particularly attractive but that nevertheless fit your brand also work in stories. You can also add photos that supplement the other photos you've taken. For example, if you've taken 10 photos of the same activity, you won't want to flood your account with them. Choose 1 or 2 for your grid and the rest to your story. Stories are also a great place to shout out to other creators if you want to do a cross promotion. Jokes and funny asides also work here. For live videos, a different approach is necessary. If you're traveling and you've come across something amazing, then why not let your followers come along with you for the ride? And the same goes for events. Bring your viewers to concerts, to premieres, and to any other exciting events you might attend. In these cases, you can think of video as being a very natural extension to what you've previously been doing with your account. In this case, videos will let your viewers almost experience that lifestyle that you're promoting. Then there are interviews. Let your visitors actually ask you questions and interact with you. Or how about conducting an interview with another personality and letting your viewers take part in that? You can also have reviews and showcases. Got a product to promote? Well, why not showcase it live? Finally, there are workouts, vlogs, and discussions.